minutes from Akanivan International Airport and 4 minutes away from the Eke Obinagu Flyover is located our latest estate, Wonderland Estate. This is the first time we are officially doing the pre-launch sales of this estate. It's currently selling for 3,550,000 naira as against the actual price of 7 million naira. And this estate comes with a free dwarf fencing for the first 100 investors. And guess what? Imagine you buying this estate at pre-launch price and also getting a free dwarf fencing. A lot of people are going to visit this estate today. A lot of investors are here, realtors are here. This is the latest property in Enugu. This is the latest part of Enugu in town. So join me as we drive today to this estate. Let's know if it's really worth the hype or not.
I'll be honest with you, when I first heard it was just 4 minutes away from the popular Eke Obinagu Flyover, I had my expectations. But when we started driving, I noticed something. So if you want to hear the full gist, you have to watch this video to the end. My name is Eke Emene, a real estate expert based here in the city of Enugu. I help individuals like you to spot and secure strategic real estate investment that don't only guarantee peace of mind, but also high return on investment. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, I would like you to kindly subscribe, like and share this video so it gets to other people who are looking for real information and genuine information on how to buy real estate the right way, on how to make the best real estate investment right here in the city of Enugu. All right, now so we are heading towards the Eke Obinagu Flyover, and I want you to pay attention to this video a bit differently, not just as someone watching the property, but as someone trying to understand what is happening in this location. For some time, the real opportunity is not the land itself, it's the movement around it. Now, this flyover you are looking at is one of the most important infrastructure upgrades in this axis of Enugu. Before this was constructed, movement around here was not as smooth as this. Traffic build-up, delays, congestion, and whatnot. But with this flyover, now this place movement is easy, flows better, and access into its surrounding area has improved significantly. And in real estate, once movement improves, value follows. This is something a lot of people overlook. They look at properties and ask, is it developed? But the better question is development coming here? Because infrastructure like this don't just serve today, it opens up the entire surrounding around the area for tomorrow. So when you are looking at Wonderland Estate, don't just look at it at the current state, look at it from the angle of what the flyover is already doing to this axis. So now we are heading towards the estate. Take a note of this route. It is straight connection from the flyover down to the estate axis, and that alone is something I personally pay attention to when I access properties. If you understand how to read a location properly, you start seeing opportunity early. Now let's talk about this axis, the Emene axis in Enugu. This is not just a location, it's a mixture of three very important things: industrial activity, educational presence, and residential expansion. First, this axis connects to industrial zones, and wherever you have industries, you have movement, you have workers, and you have demand for housing. Secondly, there is a notable number of tertiary institutions around this corridor, and that alone creates steady population flow. Students, staff, businesses all need accommodation and services. Then thirdly, this area also serves as a residential extension of Enugu. You have proximity to the airport, you have growing communities, and you have increasing daily activity in this direction. So when you put all this together, you start to see a pattern. This is how investors think. They don't just look at land, they look at what surrounds that land. They ask, who will live here, who will work here, and what is bringing people here, because those are the things that drive value. Let's dive into the real gist. It takes a bit more than 4 minutes from Eke Obinagu Flyover. And I like to be very honest when I show properties, because at the end of the day, you are not just buying land, you are making a decision. So yes, from this drive, you can already see that it's more than 4 minutes. The road is still untiled and natural. That affects movement. But this is where most people stop thinking. Look closer at this road. Look closer at this road. This is a straight access road from the flyover down to the estate. No turns, no confusion, no hidden entry. And that matters more than people realizes, because roads like this, they don't stay like this forever. When this road gets tarred, and it will surely get tarred with time, this entire drive changes. Movement becomes smoother, travel time reduces, and suddenly what felt a bit far starts feeling very close. This is the difference between buyers and investors. A buyer wants everything ready. An investor looks at what is about to happen, because by the time the road is perfect, houses are already here and everyone agrees it's a good location. The price has already moved, and at that point you are no longer early. From my own assessment, there are few things that stood out to me here in this very property. First, the land itself. This is a tabled land, very accessible, not something you will struggle to build on. If you have seen a problematic land before, you will understand why this is important. Now, this part is very important. And one of the reasons I paid more attention to this location, there is a major developer in Enugu known for building houses for sale who already has interest within this same axis. I wouldn't go into so much details, but what that tells you is simple. Developers don't guess. They study location before they move. And once they move, development follows. Just imagine this same drive in a few years. The road is done, houses are up, people are living here, and demand has increased. And then someone tells you, plots here are no longer selling at this current price. That's usually what happens when you don't come in early. And to be honest with you, this estate is already getting attention. I don't think I've seen the number of realtors at an inspection in a while, and many of them came with clients. So movement has already started in this very estate. So the question is not really, is everything perfect right now? The question is, do I understand what this place can become? And if you do, then you will see why people are already positioning. Land banking works best in places like this, not in an already crowded location, but in areas that are clearly expanding. But once development fully reaches there is no longer buying of cheap land, you are buying convenience. For Nigerians in the diaspora, this matters even more, because you are not always here to monitor development daily. So the smartest move is to invest in locations that are already showing clear signs of growth direction, and this axis does. So when I look at Wonderland Estate, I am not just looking at what is there today. I am looking at the flyover improving access, the industrial and educational presence, the residential expansion, and the direction this area is heading to. This kind of property fits best for a land banking property. It's one of the best land banking property you can get right now in the city of Enugu. If this is something you're considering, especially if you are looking at it from the investment angle, send me a message today. I will walk you through everything properly, from inspection to documentation to securing your own plot.